Welcome back to another episode of Guns 101. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to go over basics of gun cleaning. It's going to be a very basic video, just showing you the ins and outs of cleaning a gun. We're going to use pistols because they're easier to handle on camera. I have 4 laid out on this table and a revolver, so 3 semi-automatics, 1 revolver. The reason for that is to show you they're very similar when it comes to cleaning. The reason I have all 4 is different things. We're going to start with this. So this one, this is a Browning Buckmark. It's a little bit more complicated. You actually have to use Allen or a hex key or an Allen set to take off this plate to disassemble the gun. Otherwise, you can see it's empty. You can just polish it, clean the barrel out, but you can't really do a whole lot more than that. Whereas these other ones you can break down pretty well. So if you have something like this, you may have to get an Allen set, and I'm going to do a video on breaking down this rifle, or this pistol, later. So there's that one. These 2 are very common. This is a Taurus 92. This is a Glock 43. So we're going to do the cleaning on this gun because it's pretty dirty, and I'm going to go ahead and clean this one today too while I'm at it. But they're going to disassemble very similar, and I'm going to show you that in a second. The one thing I want to get out of the way, the revolver. So this is a single action revolver, and you can see it is empty. So what we're going to do to break this down, you're going to push this to the side, pull our pin out. This one is a captive, so this one doesn't completely leave the gun. Older models, it'll come completely out. This is a new model Blackhawk. And this just comes out, and then you would repeat the process of cleaning just like you would with the barrel. So you're going to clean this just like you would any of these barrels, along with this barrel right here. And cleaning is very similar. On a double action revolver, you're going to do the exact same thing, except for on a double action, you press a button and this whole cylinder will rotate out so you can load it that way. So Glock 43 disassembly. What we're going to do, take our mag out. We are going to check it and make sure there's not a round in there. We're going to slide it back, engage the mag's release right there so it holds it. These 2, there's one on each side, and you just want to pull that down. Hold that down. Pull the trigger, top slides off. And this comes out. That's your captive spring pin, or your captive recoil spring. Can't even talk today. Barrel comes out. You can see in there's a little bit of gunk. And you can see a little bit of grime in there. So I'm going to set that one aside and clean it up in a little bit. So the first thing about gun cleaning that you need to understand is you're going to be messing with a lot of lead and stuff. So you don't have to, but I like to wear gloves when I do this because you're messing with chemicals, you're messing with lead, you want to be safe. You can use some gloves or wash your hands when you're done. And we're going to do that because we are going to clean this Beretta. Right. So we have our Beretta here. We have our gun ready to be cleaned. Or this one is a Taurus, my bad. So we have a Taurus here. It's a Beretta 92 copy. We're going to have our safety off because otherwise you can't work the slide on this gun. We are going to pull the action back to where it locks in place. You can see it's empty. We're going to remove our slide. And then on this side, we're going to push this button down. And while we're holding that down, we're going to pull this lever down right there. Let off the button, release the slide, and it will come completely off. All right, now that we took our slide off, what we're going to do is take out our recoil spring right here, And that's going to come apart. Magazine's apart. And then if you push that in right there, this will lock free. Barrel comes out. Mag comes, slide is right there. And we're not going to field strip this assembly right here. You can, if you're very new to guns or you clean your gun very often, you won't have to very often. But I'm going to show you very basic cleaning of this. You should completely disassemble your gun if you shot like 5,000 rounds out of it or something like that. So there's that taken care of there, and now we're going to move on to cleaning. All right, so as far as cleaning goes, we have quite a few things. One thing you're going to need is a sham of some kind, like this one right here. This is the one I've been using. This is another one, something like that. This is a really cool cleaning kit that I keep in my bag. You've probably seen it in other reviews of cleaning, but it's got our little brushes in here, and it's got this rope style. And the way the rope style works, or the cord style, paracord style, is you just shove it down the barrel. And in fact, I'll actually take this out and show you how this one works. So you would stick that down the barrel or this way, and on the other end you would have your cleaning brush or whatever attachment you have, and you just stick it through here and then pull it through, and it'll clean out whatever's in there. The issue I have with these is sometimes if you have a gun that's really nasty, you've got to have a little bit more force than that. So you want to use something like a cleaning rod here. And these you attach together, multiple links if you have a really long barrel, but one piece, is you can tell, is going to fit straight through that barrel. So the first thing we're going to use, and you don't have to use these strong chemicals. Some people like to use WD-40. Works great. I don't really particularly care for it because I like to use what I know to use, which is stuff like this is Bore Bright. And this cleans out the lead and residue inside the barrel. So what we're going to do is spray a little bit in there. Now we're going to set this aside and let it soak for a little bit. So it's going to we'll set it up here. All right, so we're going to let it do its thing. This is Rim Oil. I love Rim Oil because it's a Remington product and it is a really good lubricant. It also protects against rust and that kind of stuff. So what you want to do is take your cloth, or you'll see patches. There might be some patches, like put this little kit together not too long ago. And inside here, we have Q-tips, which we're going to use. One of those was pretty dirty. I'm going to grab 2 of them. And then we're going to grab some patches over here, like that. And you can buy patches in bulk. Hops number 9 makes a whole bunch of them. I'm going to grab a few patches out of this little travel case I have. And there's our Hops number 9. So we grab that out of there. And we are going to put a little bit of oil on this cloth. And then we're going to start cleaning up everything, like this right here. And you can just see the nast come off. See if you can see a little bit better on this. Yeah. See that? And you just want to make sure you get everything off of this. Get it all nice and polished, because this will affect accuracy and stuff like that. So we're going to take our cloth and just start wiping down the inside of here. And this is just a very basic clean down right here. Clean all that, wipe everything down. All right. Now that we've cleaned that out, you can take your Q-tip and really get in here. Wish my camera would focus. Look at all that. Look at that nasty. I just want to clean every little surface that you can find. And this will work. This is for handguns. We're going to do breakdowns on and cleanings of all the guns, but this is a very general basic one. So we also have our pin here. We just want to wipe it down. This holds our recoil spring, so I want to make sure it's good. I wouldn't worry about disassembling magazines or anything. So like we have our magazine here. I wouldn't worry about that right now, but after so many rounds, you do eventually want to break this down. But we just want to wipe out any kind of gunk that may be on the feed ramps right here. All right, now we'll come back to this barrel. So what we have here that needs to be seen is, let's see if I can get it good. See all that buildup right there? Right around here, all this. We want to get as much of that off as we can. How much cleaner that looks? And we still haven't even, look at that. Look at all that gunk. So that is what prevents your gun from chambering properly when you have a bunch of buildup. All right. Got that there. Now, we've let this soak for a little bit. What I like to do, I'm going to take this one right here, thread it up, and we're just going to, and it should be tight, we're just going to go like that. And that'll break up a lot of the gunk that's in there. See how clean it is now? All right. So then after we do that, what we want to do, polish it up. So the next step is to get out any moisture that could be inside this barrel. So what you do, take that off. You're going to put on this little guy. And we're going to take a few patches. And there's a million ways to put these patches on here, and everyone will tell you this is how you do it. And I'm here to tell you whatever works for you works for you. I'm sure there's some super perfect way to put these patches on this little doohickey, but this is not the video for that. I'm not going to be that kind of guy. What you want to do is just fit a few patches in here. I think that will be right there. And we're going to take it and we're just going to swab this barrel. You can see the gunk that's coming out of there. All right. See all that gunk that came out of there? So now we're going to get rid of that patch and repeat the process. See how clean that is. And we're going to take our Q-tip and just kind of clean up a little bit more of that gunk there. And now you can see how nice and shiny. All right, so next step is reassembly. You just want to put everything back together. So what we would do with this gun, barrel back in. Goes. I want to make sure it looks nice and good, functional. And we're going to take and put our recoil spring back in. So what this does, put it like that, put it back into play right there. Now, one step that I can't show you right here, what you can do is take some compressed air, because you want to get all the little bits out of here. So there'll be like little bits of, you know, patch in there, and you want to spray all that out with some compressed air, which is what I like to do. So before we put everything back together, now we're going to pay some attention to this side. So you can see all our internals here. Got all that, that. And what we're going to do on this end is we're going to take a little bit more lube. And we're going to just polish up. And just get all the gunk out of here that we can possibly get. Alright, there's that right there. Now we're going to grab another Q-tip and get into all the hard to reach areas. And they do make gun cleaning Q-tips, but these are just standard Q-tips and they work just fine. You don't have to go buy the special Q-tips that are quote unquote made for this. This works just as well. So get all the ins and outs. Make sure there's all the buildup. Alright, so we got that nice and good. We would do the same thing we would do with the upper part and go spray it off, get all the little bits and pieces. The last thing we're going to clean here, and this is a hack, I picked this up from another YouTube channel. I think it was Iraq Veteran 8888 did this, and I thought that was really cool. I'd be like, man, I've been doing it wrong my whole life. So you would take, we're going to use, in this case, we're going to use some wipe balls that I may have here, and tear up. An old t-shirt works really well, you know, that kind of stuff. We're going to spray it down. We're going to take, I'm going to use needle nose. You can use all kinds of things for this. I'm going to use needle nose. Clean out our mag well. Got a little bit out of there, not much, but got a little bit. All right, so there's that. We're just gonna wipe down with our sham. We're gonna make sure everything is nice, clean, and polished. All right, now we're gonna take our upper part, the upper, and it's just going to slide right back on. What you can do here, you don't have to do it this way, but pick this up the wrong way, put the mag in, slide it back, and it will lock into place, and then you can push your lever up. Now, you'll let it go, and you want to do a safety check. Just make sure, make sure it's pointing in the safe direction, but you want to make sure everything functions like it's supposed to. Take our mag out. See if if the trigger does what it's supposed to do. No. All right. And there's, you know, some people say, oh, don't dry fire, don't dry fire. And my thought on that is it's my gun. Now, dry firing can cause some issues, but you know, you don't pick up somebody's gun and just start dry firing it. But when you're doing a function check, there's nothing wrong with dry firing it a few times, make sure everything's functional. So there's that. We're all cleaned there. I hope that helped you with a very brief gun cleaning breakdown on how to clean a pistol. This works with rifles. If you want to leave a comment below saying, hey, I'd like a review on this gun, or, you know, how do you break down this gun, something like that, I would love to do a video on it and help as many people as I can. I know there's a lot of new gun owners out there these days. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you down the road.